Hello everyone, in this video we'll discuss about how to install MySQL and some basic SQL commands like how to create the table and how to insert data into the table and how to retrieve data from the table and how to modify data in the table and how to delete specific rows from the table and how to delete whole structure of the table from your database. These things we will discuss these things in our video. So first let us see how to install. Just first open any web browser and open any Google and type MySQL, and you can type the version MySQL 5.1 I have given. So here you can select your version, then you'll go to the download page. Here just check your operating system. First here my operating system is 64-bit operating system, so that here I am going 64-bit installer for Windows. Just download and wait until download will be completed. And just here no, just start my download, doesn't need to log in here. So here almost download has been completed. Now yeah, your setup is ready now. Now just open. So it asks you to run, just run and it will open the installation page. Here just click on the next. Now generally we will take the typical, generally most program files will be installed, and click on next and click on install. Wait until installation has been completed. So don't take too much time, so it takes within hardly 1 or 2 minutes. Yeah, almost completed. Yeah, copying new files. Yeah, installation has been completed. Now just click on next and next. So now here you have to click on the configure MySQL server now. So before using that you have to configure. So how to do? Just click on finish, then immediately one window will be open just for configuring. Just for configuring MySQL server, just click on next, and here go for the detailed configuration. Dollar permission, okay. Multifunctional database, okay. Don't make any changes. Here also don't make any changes. Next, next. So here by default port number will be taken as 3306. If you want you can change. Click on next and next. Doesn't need to do anything. Include bin directory in Windows path, just put tick mark here and click on next. And by default root password is ROOT. Just give root password as ROOT and click on next and execute. See that if you get 4 tick marks here, then your installation has been successfully completed. At any point of time it will show some into mark, means there is some problem with your installation. Now I have successfully installed MySQL in my computer. Now just click on finish. Now minimize all the windows. Now here just type MySQL. Here one MySQL command client will be open. Just click on this. So by using this you can I think these things you doesn't need at all. Save. Here by default password we have given as root. Now this command window has been opened successfully. If the font size is not good, just you can increase. Window size you can increase. Size has been increased. Now already I told that, already we have discussed, database is a collection of interrelated data, but here the data is represented in the form of tables. So means finally your data will be stored in the tables only. and database is a collection of tables. So whenever you want to create the table, first you have to create the database. After creating the database, within the database you can create any number of tables, and within the tables you can store any amount of data. Now let us see how to create the table. So for that, one syntax is not table, how to create the database. So create database. So syntax for creating the database, this is the keywords, both are create and database are the keywords. Now for suppose I want to create the database name as school. I want to give the database name as school. Click on enter. It is showing that cannot create database school already exist, because with that name already some database is there. Then I want to create college. Now query OK, one row affected. Whenever you see the query OK means you have successfully executed the command. Now I want to see that what are the databases present here. For that, one command is there, show databases. Now here it will show what are the databases present in your computer. So which database I have created here? College. So here you can see that here college database is there. Now I want to use the college database. Now I want to use the college database. For that you have to use college. Now see that database has been changed. Now just now you have created one database, that is college. Now you have changed it to the database. Now what are the tables you are creating? All the tables will be created within the database college. Now before creating the tables, let us check that whether any tables exist or not. For that, one more command is there, show tables. By using this command you can check that what are the tables present in the current database. Empty set means till now there are no tables has been created within this database. So I want to create the table. So already we know the syntaxes how to create the table. Create table, these are the keyword. Now I want to give the table name. I want to give the table name as stud. In college you can find the studs. For students I am creating this table. Create table stud. Now you have to open the bracket. Within that you have to specify the different columns in the table. Now I want to give the roll number of the student. The data type will be taken as int, comma. After that I want to give the name of the student. I want to give the data type varchar. It can take maximum up to 30 characters. Next, and I want to take the marks of the student. So marks I'll take as the float, means sometimes you can take the marks in decimals also. So put semicolon, click on enter. It is showing some error. Yeah, here varchar spelling I have given wrong. Varchar I have given wrong. So now query OK means the table has been successfully created. So create table student, all the things are here. So table has been successfully created. Now see that show tables. Now in the college database, tables in college, here college is database. In this database what are the tables are there? Stud, only one table is there. So now we have seen how to create the table. First step is completed. After creating the table you have to go with inserting data into the tables. So how to do? For that, one more command is there, insert command. Insert into, what is the table name? Stud. After that you have to specify values. Now here you can add the data. So in this table what is the first column? Roll number. I want to enter the roll number 12. And second one, what is the second column? Name. You have to give the input in the same order. So name is Anil, and last one is marks. I entered 65. Then put semicolon and enter. You have to remember that every line should end with semicolon. Query OK, one row affected, means you have successfully inserted one row in the table. Now I want to see that data present in this table. For that, one command is there, select star from stud. So In this table, what is the data available? Roll number, name, marks. 12 Anil, 65. Now I want to insert another student record. Insert into stud values. Roll number 15, Varun, comma, and marks are 87. Now that student data is also inserted. Now I want to check whether it is inserted successfully or not. Select star from, what is the table name? Stud. In this table, 2 students data is available right now. Still I want to add one more record. So how can I do? Insert into, what is the table name? Stud values, enter roll number 16, enter the name Mahesh, comma, and enter the value 73. One more row has been added. Now again I want to check that what are the rows present in the table. Select star from stud. So this is how I can check number of rows present in the table. Now I want to add one more student, but that student marks are not known to us. We don't know the marks of one student. I want to insert. Let us see how to do. Insert into table name is stud values, roll number is 13, comma, name is Vasu, and I don't know the marks. Simply close it and put semicolon, try to enter. It is showing the error because in this table there are 3 columns are there, but here you have given values for 2 columns, so the database will confuse which value should get into the which column. That's why whenever you are not giving values for all the columns, in that case before the values you have to specify the column names also. How? Let us see. Insert into stud. Now open one bracket. Now which columns you want to insert? R number, comma, name, and then write values. Now give the what are the values you want to insert. Vasu. Now query OK, one row affected. Now command has been executed successfully. Means 13 will go to the column roll number and Vasu will go to the column name. Now check that. Select star from stud. Now here you can see that Vasu also, but here it is showing as null. In database, whenever any particular data is not available, then it will be treated as null. Null means unknown value. So in database concepts, it will be represented like null. So this is how you can insert data into the tables. So creation is over, insertion is over. Now let us discuss about how to retrieve the data, means access the data. So just now already I used the select command. Now I will discuss more clearly. So how to? Now select command purpose is to access data from the database and display on the screen. So here first you have to write the select, then star. Star means you are including all columns in this table. One column roll number and second column name and third column is marks. I want to display 3 column names. That's why star. Means I want to display data from all 3 columns. After that from, that is the keyword. After that you have to write the table name, means from which table you are displaying the data. Select, that is the purpose to retrieve the data, and here star means all columns. From table name, from which table you are displaying. Stud, data is displaying. For suppose I don't want to display all the 3 columns, roll number, name, marks. In this case I can write select name from stud. In this case only the column name will be displayed on the screen like this. Name Anil, Varun, Mahesh, Vasu. That much only. Now along with the name I want to display the marks also. Means if you want to display two columns, select name comma marks from stud. See that now you can display two columns from the table. In earlier case I have displayed one column, now two columns. For suppose I want to display marks first and names next. In this case what you have to do, just write select, first write marks column comma, then write the name, then from stud. So you can display whatever the order you want. For suppose I want to display all the three columns from the table. Here you have to remember that all rows will be displayed. Select roll number comma name comma marks. These are the columns I want to display from. What is the table name? Stud. Just click on enter. Now you can see that all three columns will be fetched. For suppose if table contain 50 columns, then here you have to specify all the 50 column names if you want to display all columns data. In that case simply you can use select star. Star means it includes all columns from the table, and then write from stud. Now you can display the data like this by using the select command. So till now we are discussing about restrictions on the columns, means whatever the column names you want to display as per your requirement you can do it like this. One more option is there. For suppose I want to insert one more student, insert into stud values, enter roll number 17 and name, his name is also Varun comma 62 marks. Now see that. So this is the data. Now if you carefully observe that name has been repeated twice, two students having the same name, Varun and Varun. So this the roll number 17 student name is also Varun and roll number 15 student name is also Varun. Now I want to display only names. Select name from stud. I can see only names from the table stud. In this case, for suppose I don't want to display the duplicate names. Here Varun has been repeated 2 times. I want to display only once. In this case you have to use one keyword, select distinct, and write column name. What is the column name? Name. From what is the table name? Stud. Now you can clearly see that name value is not repeated. That name value is not repeated. Here Varun has been displayed only once. Here Varun displayed twice, and here Varun displayed one. So this distinct keyword is used to eliminate the duplicate data from the result. Actually within the table data will not be disturbed. Whenever you are displaying, at that time those duplicate values will not be displayed. So this is how you can give some conditions on columns, means how many columns you want to display and whether you want to display the duplicate columns or not. So you can do it like this. Now for suppose I want to display selected rows from the table. So you know how to display the selected columns. Select column name from stud, then selected column data will be displayed. Now if I want to display selected rows from the table, then in Python we are using if condition for specifying some condition. If we are using one keyword if for placing some condition. In the same way here we are using one keyword where to place the conditions on rows. Let us see. SELECT, select star means all columns from stud. Now here all columns and all rows will be displayed because of star all columns, but all rows are definitely all rows will be fetched and displayed. Now I don't want to fetch all rows. Instead of that one I want to fetch selected rows. For that I have to use the condition where. I have to use the keyword where for placing the condition. Now where I want to display roll number 16 data, R number equal to 16, put semicolon. Now here you can see that only roll number 16 data will be visible. Now like this I want to display the details of Varun. Select star from stud where, so here Varun is the name, so name equal to Varun. Now here you can see the details of Varun. So for suppose in your class 10 Varuns are there, all the students who are having the name Varun will be fetched and displayed on the screen. So this is how you can place the conditions on rows. For suppose I want to display the students whose marks are above 70, select star from stud, so you have to specify the condition on row. For that you have to use the keyword where. Now I want to place a condition. What is the condition? Mark should be above 70, MARKS, marks greater than 70, put semicolon. Now here Varun and Mahesh both are having the marks above 70, so this is the way you can place the condition. For suppose sometimes you may have to specify multiple conditions, so how to do? Simply, so let us see one more point here. Select star from stud where marks greater than 70. Now I am giving one question. Display the names of the students whose marks are above 70. I don't want to display the roll number and marks. So how to do? SCLECT, select name from stud where marks greater than 70. See that in this case I am displaying only names, in this case I am displaying roll number and marks. The reason is that here I have given star. Star means it includes all the columns. Instead of star, if I give the column name, it fetches the data from the specific column only. So like this we can display the details of the specific column. Now I want to give multiple conditions. How to do? So right, now select star from stud where is as usual where. Now I want to give the conditions. How to give? Where here I am giving the condition mark should be above mark should be above 60 and below 80. I want to give two conditions. Mark should be above 65 and below 85. Two conditions I want to give. Where marks greater than 65, that is the first condition. I am using the keyword n, and marks less than 85. So means here the rows should satisfy both the conditions, because here I have placed end. N means both the conditions should be satisfied, means the rows which are satisfying both the conditions, those will be fetched and displayed. See that here among all the rows only one row has been satisfied both the condition, marks greater than 65 and marks less than 85. Greater than 65 no, equal to 65. Less than 87, first condition has been satisfied, 87 is greater than 65 satisfied, and second condition is marks less than 85. See, 87 is not less than 85, so condition is not satisfied, so this row will not be taken. Now go to the third row. 73 is greater than 65 and less than 85, means both the conditions has been satisfied. Okay, next here these marks are the null, means these marks are not known, so it will not be considered at all. Now go to the Varun. So Varun marks is 62. 62 is greater than 65? No. First condition is false, so that it does not check the second condition, because here row should satisfy both the conditions. So that's why you have to specify like this. So this is how you can specify multiple conditions. And if you want, you can give one more option is there, R. One more, while specifying the conditions you can use one more keyword, R. Select star from stud where roll number equal to 13 or roll number equal to 17. Means in this condition the row should satisfy any one of this condition. दोनों में एक सही होने से आउटपुट आ जाएगा. For suppose first row, what is the roll number? 12. 12 has been matched? No. Then check the second condition. 17 has been matched? Yes. It will be displayed. So among all the condition, 13 is matched here and 17 is matched here, so that these two rows will be fetched and displayed. Means here need not be satisfied both conditions at the same time. Any one is enough. For suppose I will do one more example. This example is not clear, I know that. Here I put R. So can anyone guess the output? Here marks should be greater than 65 or marks should be less than 85. Anything is okay. Now check this here. 65 is greater than this one? No. Then go and check this one. 65 is less than 85? Yes. Display, because here among both the condition, if any one condition is true, then that row will be fetched. Need not to satisfy both conditions at the same time. If you go for 87, 87 has been satisfied here but not here. But if you use the R, any one condition satisfied, that is enough. 73 has been satisfied for both. 62 has been satisfied for the second one. So whenever you are using the R among all the given condition, at least if one condition is true and whole result will be true, means that row will be fetched and displayed. So this is how you can specify the conditions. Now one more conditions, and are like that, one not equal to condition. For suppose select star from stud. Now I accept Anil, I want to display other student details. How to do? Select star from stud where name not equal to name Anil. So here accept Anil, remaining student details will be displayed. So this is the not equal to. If you don't use this symbol, for suppose if I don't use this symbol, display only Anil details. This is the symbol for not equal to, and this is symbol for equals to. So here whenever I want to display the details of Anil only, so where there you have to specify name equal to Anil. Now I want to display details of students excluding Anil, so you have to specify select star from stud where name not equal to Anil. So then you can display. So this is the way you can specify conditions. Like this, two more special keywords are there that can be used. Those are in and between. Now select roll number from stud where roll number in, instead of roll number in we will write marks in. Till now we are dealing with the marks in. So here after marks, earlier we have done marks greater than, less than, marks equal to we have done. So here after that we should not use all the things, just keep the keyword in and open. Within that write the values. I have entered 65 comma 85. 65 comma 85. Enter. Now how condition will be checked? Select star from stud where marks in. So means here every row will check that those marks will be matched with any of these values. That mark should be exactly matched. 65 is here, yes, display. 87 is here, no, don't display. 73 here, no, don't display. Null, leave it. 62 has been matched here, no, do not display. For suppose here instead of 80 I have written 65 and 62. Means by using in keyword you are specifying the list of values. So what are the values matched with that row, those rows will be fetched and displayed. So here 65 has been matched here, and 87 not matched, 73 not matched, null not matched, but 62 has been matched. So 62 will be fetched and displayed. So that is the purpose of in. Like a in, one more command is there, between. Generally between is used to place condition based on range, where marks is the column name should be come first. Before in and between you have to specify the column name, then you have to specify the range and values. So between I am giving 65 and 85. So means whatever the means in a given row the marks value should be in between 65 and 82, including 65 and 85. So by using between you can place the condition based on the range. Means in a given column marks, those values should be starting from 65 and ending between 85. In between these two values, what are the value present, that will be fetched and displayed. So here exact match should be done with the values. Here 65 and 85 exact match should be found, but in case of between you are not finding the exact match. Instead of that one you are giving the range, starting limit and ending limit. So from the table if the marks values falls between any these two values, including these values, then those rows will be fetched and displayed on the screen. So this is the way you can specify the conditions by using between. So these are the some basic operations you can do by using select. And like a select we have some other commands like update. So this is the table. Now here I don't know the value, marks value for Vasu. So what to do? For that we have to use one command, update. Update command is used to modify data in the tables. Modify data in the tables. Update. And what is the table name? Stud. And then use the keyword set. Update table name. After that you want to change the value, that's why you have to keep the keyword set. Now what I want to change? Marks equal to, I want to give 52, 53. So if I run this command, what will happen? In the students table marks value will be set to 53, means for all students marks will become 53. But here I want to change the marks of only Vasu. That's why you have to specify the condition where name equal to Vasu, so that only Vasu marks will be changed. See that rows matched 1 and changed 1. Now you can select star from stud. You can run and see that. Now what is the marks of Vasu? 53. So if you specify the condition, then these values will be set to the specific rows only where the condition has been matched. If you do not specify the condition, what are the modification you are doing, that will be applied for all rows. Let us see one more example. Update, table name is stud, set marks equal to marks plus 10, means whatever the present marks are there, for those marks 10 will be added. So to whom I want to add? I want to add for Varun. So where name equal to Varun. So here 2 rows matched and 2 rows has been modified. Let us see. So earlier Varun marks is 87, now it became 97. So here Varun marks is 62, here Varun marks is 72. So because I specified the condition, so the rows which satisfy the given conditions and those rows will be modified. So until now it's okay. Now for suppose I want to modify for all rows. How to do? I want to decrease 10 marks for every student. So update, table name stud, set marks equal to marks minus 10 and put semicolon. Now see that rows matched 5 and changed 5. Now run. 65 turns to 55, 97 turns to 87, 73 turns to 63, 53 turns to 43 and 72 turns to 62. Means from every row 10 has been subtracted. So if you do not specify the condition after the update, then whatever the modification you are giving, what are the changes you want to do, that will be given for all rows in the table. So this is about update. Like I update, one more command is there, delete. So delete purpose. What is the purpose of delete? So delete is used to remove selected columns from the table. Remove selected remove selected rows from the table. So let us see, delete from stud. If I run this command, all rows will be deleted from the table, like a update command. So like for update and delete, if you do not specify any condition, so what are the operation you are doing, that will be applied for every row. If I run this command, delete from stud, then what happens? It deletes all rows from the table. For suppose instead of doing like this, I want to delete specific student, simply put where roll number equal to 17. The student who are having the roll number 17, those students will be deleted from the table. So query OK and one row affected. Now see that roll number 17 is not present here because that row has been deleted from the table. So this is how you can run the delete command. So here in delete, after where, if you do not specify the condition, all rows will be deleted. So before that I want to execute one more command, then I'll come to delete. So here I want to discuss one more. For suppose in this table roll number, name, marks are there. Now I want to add one new column, that is address. How to add? For that one command is there, alter table. What is the table name? Stud. In this I want to add new column. So like I want to add column name as address, and I am giving the data type as char. Put semicolon. Done. See that? Yeah. Alter table name. After that I have to use the keyword add. Now click. Query OK. 4 rows affected. Now you can see that one new column has been added in the table. Till now table contains 3 columns, roll number, name, marks. Now I have the 4th column, address. So in SQL, if you do not give any value, by default it will be taken as the null. For suppose I want to change the address, so how can we change? By using the update command. Update, table name is stud, set. I want to keep everyone address to Vizag. set address equal to, I want to give it for everyone. For all columns address has been set to Vizag instead of null. Update table name set address equal to Vizag. Here I am not giving any condition, so for all columns address will be Visakhapatnam, means Vizag. So this is how you can add the column into the table by using alter command. At the same time, if I don't want to keep the address, you can delete that column from the table by using the alter command. How to do? Alter table name is stud. For that I have to use the keyword drop. What is the column name? ADDRESS. Now you can see that address column has been removed from the table, deleted. So by using alter command you can change the structure of the table. You can add, if you want you can add the new column. If you don't want, you can remove the existing column from the table. So this is how you can use the alter command. Now let's come to the delete and drop. Already I told that in delete from stud where name equal to, I have given Anil. Now the rows which satisfy this command, those rows will only be deleted. How many rows have the name Anil? One row. So that one row will be deleted from the table. Anil has been deleted. Now for suppose I didn't specify the condition here, delete from stud. So now click on enter. Now what happened? Here I didn't specify the condition, so that all rows will be deleted from the table. Now let us see that is there any data present in the table or not. Select star from stud. So it is showing that empty set, but it is not showing any error. Now see that show tables, means whether the table is present or not. This table is present in the database. So conclusion is that by using the delete command you are deleting the data from the table, but you are not deleting the table. Just you are deleting the data. For suppose I want to delete the whole table. I don't want to see any table name in this database. Whole data table should be removed from the database. For that one command is there, drop table. What is the table name? Stud. Query okay, one row affected. Now try to run the select command. Now select star from stud. It will show you error. The table college.stud does not exist. Here college is the database. In college database table name stud does not exist, because by using the drop command I deleted the whole structure of the table, removed the table from the database. So the difference between delete and drop is, delete is used to delete rows from the table and drop is used to remove entire structure of the table. So these are the some basic SQL commands. So by using this you can start doing small projects and all those things. And some more topics left, like pattern match, and some constants are there, primary key and foreign key, unique and default, and all the things are there. And one more group band having is also there as per your syllabus. So I will discuss those topics in the next video. So till now whatever I have discussed here, just make practice, and if you have any doubts, and please you can ask me. And that's all about MySQL basic concepts.